Good day, happy travelers. Vacation Travel Hacks here with the third installment of a strategy guide for vacation planners to Disney World. This time we're focusing on specifically Epcot. I'll provide some Epcot tips, tricks, flows. The target audience is the family planner, the person that usually takes up the responsibilities of working through Disney World and planning the day. You might be here because you are that person. If you know somebody planning their first trip, you know somebody who's planning their first trip in a long time. These videos are designed specifically for them. I'm not a travel agent. I'm just a family planner myself. I've compiled a series of videos that I have used to help me. After all, you made the investment. If you're staying on a Disney World property, whether it's an all-star sports, a value resort, moderate resort, the deluxe resort, or even off property, you've made the investment. You're spending probably $2,000 to $10,000, maybe more, maybe less. So you've made the investment. These tips here are to help make sure that that investment goes as good as it possibly can, covers you do everything that you want to do, create those memories that you're probably seeking to make. And but then if you're like, no, I just want to wing it, you can probably end the video and move on to something else. But let's hop into it. This is Epcot. Those are some of the maps that you will see on the website, some of the maps that you'll see on the My Disney Experience app. And what I like to do with this map is, if you're planning a trip to Epcot, let's talk about how to get to Epcot. And we'll start at the top of the page. If you're coming up from a Magic Kingdom resort, you are probably going to take the monorail, and the monorail goes all the way down. Pretty cool. You get your camera out because it actually swings all the way around the ball. You can see everything in Futureland. You can see everything out in the World Showcase. You swing around and then you park. You'll walk down the stairs up here just to the left of the star, through security, through the turntable. And that star actually represents a pretty cool photo opportunity for you and your family. Next is the bus. You can take a bus. It will drop you off up here. Walk in through security. Again, take your pictures. If you are parking, preferred parking is over here. Non-preferred parking is over there. And you walk down the path and you see the ball, so you're like, oh, hey, this is pretty cool, and you're in. Now, for those of you that are coming over from Art of Animation, Pop Century, you're probably going to take the Skyliner and meet up at Caribbean Beach. If you're transferring over from Hollywood Studios, you're going to take the Skyliner over to Caribbean Beach. And then you take the Skyliner down through the Riviera. If you're coming over from the Riviera, you're hopping on. And then the Skyliner drops you off over here. For those of you who are staying at the Swan, the Boardwalk, the Yacht Club, the Beach Club, you just got a little stroll here to the World Showcase entrance. Either way, all roads lead you to Epcot. For those of you starting over here, this video might be out of sequence because I'm focusing mostly on the people that are up here. So I'll provide some direction, but we start up with the rides area is what I call it, because this is where a lot of the rides are. Not all of them, some of them. Let's hop into it. I zoom in a little bit and show you the path. You got the monorail station here, the bus station here, and then they feed you. And sometimes you can do security here. Sometimes they make you do security over here. And then you walk through the turn. And then again, that's the pictures. Pretty cool place. Everyone gets a picture. It's good for the gram, Instagram. Do it for the gram. Futureland. So there's a lot to do right here. You can spend several hours. If you use Genie Plus, there will be another video on how to maximize Genie Plus for Epcot. A little later, it'll be somewhere on my library. If you have Genie Plus, you can probably do most things, maybe not all, but most things here in about 2 to 3 hours. If you're like, whoa, I'm not spending any more money. That's the two frames of thought, by the way. When it comes to Genie Plus, it's, whoa, I've already spent so much, I don't want to spend more. Or, hey, you know what? Time is a valuable commodity. I don't mind, spending the $13, $15, $20, $25 per person per day, as long as we can do everything that we set our mind to here. So if you don't want to do Genie Plus, Depending on the day, I'm on average between peak and off peak holidays and just some hot summer day when it's raining. You can probably do everything here in 4 to maybe 17 hours. So let's talk through some of the rides. The ball here, Spaceship Earth, it's iconic. You can actually go into the ball if you didn't know. Pretty cool ride. And then over here, the newest ride as of March of 2023, Guardians of the Galaxy. Very cool. If you're motion sickness prone, I'm not motion sickness prone, but on this ride, I am. Maybe I am motion sickness prone. You know what? Maybe I should reevaluate how I look at life. Then over here, you got Spaceship Earth. Again, they got 2 lines. They got a red line for those of you that are not motion sick. Okay. You know what? I'm answering this with us. This is like a therapy session for me, team. The red line, I don't do super well on. The green line, I hang in there. I can compete with that. And then in between here, not marked, Spaceship 220, one of the hardest to get dining reservations. Listen, team, you're eating a meal in space. There'll be a video about that, how to get the reservations, what to expect with the reservations a little later. Test track, the wait times are harder to get. One of the first Genie Plus items to go. Very cool experience. It's a very cool experience. You can compete with your family members, build a card to see which one gets the most points, the most efficient, best looking, and then it's just a great experience. All the while, by the way, for those of you on the monorail, you can take a picture of a monorail and put that on the gram. Get the family with a monorail coming around. It's really neat. You got a gift shop over here to the left. You got some bathrooms over here to the left. You got Starbucks. You got some eating opportunities in this part of the world. Otherwise, you make your way around. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I had to pick a direction. You can start over at this area. You can start over at this area. But I just work my way around. As we move over here, we got the Figment ride. That's kind of neat, especially if you have youngsters. I wouldn't call it a thrill ride. It is a Disney ride, and that's fun. Soarin', on the other hand, it's very popular. That's a cool ride to ride. Living on the Land, listen, if it's a hot summer day, that's going to keep you off your feet for about 20 minutes, cool down, and there's other places to eat. Garden Grill's located up here too, a nice little character restaurant. That'll be another video as we talk through the dining strategies. This is just to orientate us, talk us through a flow. Here's the Finding Nemo ride, targeted more towards the younger folks. But again, hot summer day, there's an aquarium to look at, a bunch of stuff to do. So like I said, here, you can spend most of your day here, and this is really only half of Epcot. So now let's move on to the back half of Epcot. And this is the World Showcase. There's still more rides, predominantly, maybe 80% of the rides we just reviewed. Now we have the other rides down here. And so there's 2 different types of people. If you're coming up from the ball, there's 2 different types of people. There's the Canada folks, and then there's the Mexico folks. And there's no wrong way to do it, but you'll see a lot of T-shirts talking about it. If you're in the forums, you'll see a lot of people talking about it. I tend to be more of a Mexico person. I enjoy it. So we will work our way to the right. If you're coming in from the World Showcase, good news, you are going to be a United Kingdom person or a French person. But if you're going to go ride rides, you're probably going to be a United Kingdom person. But let's work through this clockwise here. So Mexico, there's a ride inside the pyramid. There's a restaurant inside the pyramid. There's a tequila bar, tasting bar inside the pyramid, and a bunch of shops. It's pretty cool to be in the pyramid. Opposite side of the pyramid is another restaurant. I believe it's the San Angel Inn. The other one, I always get them mixed up, but there's 2 restaurants there. I'll do a better job of naming the restaurants in another video. I just forget them. As you walk out of Mexico land, you will make your way to Norway Land, and Norway Land has another restaurant, but it also is home to the Frozen ride. And so cool shops. The theming's great. Each one of these lands is just themed so well. It's almost like you went to the land. You go to China, there's a bunch of shops to look at. Again, well done. There's a Chinese restaurant there. My kid just loves, if you like swords, you can't buy a sword and walk around with it, but you can have it shipped to your house, and that's safe. we'll keep walking down here. Over here, there's a pretty cool place to drum. It's kind of more of an African theme. You get to drum, and there's some gift shops there. Cool area. Actually, this area right here for the nighttime show is, and I discovered to be an ideal area. Uh, Keep moving here. Germany, Beer Garden is back here. Pretty cool place to eat. There's pretzels and mustard and hey team. There's a grapefruit adult beverage is what we'll refer to it on this channel. It's a great beverage. It's one of my favorites. It's good. Otherwise, there's gift shops here, and that's fun too. More gift shops as you work your way to Italy. One of our favorite restaurants for our family is Via Napoli back here. I believe there's a pizza window. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's closed. I believe presently, as of early March, it's open. Great pizza. So you can make reservations for that. Reservations seem for this one to go out pretty fast. Beer Garden doesn't seem to go so fast. And I forgot to mention the dining, Acres Hall. So there's a bunch of dining on the right side. The American Adventure, there's a show in there. There's a little amphitheater where they do concerts for like the Spring Festival, the Fall Festival, Christmas. There's all sorts of stuff happens here. There's a hibachi grill, pretty cool shop in Japan land. They do a drumming thing, very cool, pretty good photo opportunity. Working towards Morocco, another place to eat that I actually haven't eaten at. Rather, it's supposed to be pretty good spices. We work our way to France land. You got the Remy ride in the circle here, and the if you work around the fountain, and then you have Chefs de France, and then maybe Monsieur Paul will open back up as of March. I don't believe it is, but team, little best practice here. If you like ice cream, for my money. I know I speak a lot about beaches and cream and the ice cream place at Magic Kingdom, but for my money, there's an ice cream place right here where my mouse is hovering, and it is solid. And I recommend the apple crumble ice cream, although I'm being told that the chocolate is pretty good too. So we work our way out of France. And again, for those of you that just want to take the Skyliner back or walk to your resort, you can take a left. There's a gift shop down there. Move over to the United Kingdom. You got the Rose and Crown, good fish and chips. Actually, they have a little place outside that sells fish and chips. Shops to shop at, little knickknacks. Then there's some meet and greets here. I've seen Mary Poppins there, so that's a lot of fun too. Another little amphitheater as you move over here. Then you move to Canada Land, and for my money, best steakhouse on property is Le Cellier. It's pretty cool. They got a little area you can walk into back here. They give like a Canada movie. It's pretty, if you like to see Canada, that is worth looking at. So, in short, that is team. Animal Kingdom is the biggest property. Epcot is a close second. Well, okay, distant second. But it can feel like a very, very, very long day. In the heat of the day, when you're walking around the World Showcase, if you're heat sensitive, there's not a lot of shade on the walk. Every land has an opportunity for you to go in there. As you work through a strategy, there's, like I mentioned, Canada, Mexico, there's two different types of people. There's also two different types of people when it comes to planning. There's the rope drop people, and then there's we should call them rope putter-uppers. But there's the closing people that go there and close. You can really go. There's no bad time to go. But if you're really worried about, hey, once it gets hot, I want to be at, minimize heat exposure. Being later in the day, especially if you want to catch the nighttime show team, if you get there between 3 and 4 and have been working on your Genie Pluses all day, you can have yourself a really solid day. Make a dinner reservation. You don't even have to make a dinner reservation. You can eat. There's plenty of places to do a quick service, but there's also plenty of places that I would recommend, just if only for the experience alone. And heck, getting out of the sun, getting out of the heat. They make it a real enjoyable experience. So from a strategy session and orientation session, that's the high level overview. of the Epcot, and I will see you in a future video. Don't forget to check out, if you're like, whoa, wait, this is the first one. One's already on my channel. I got created a playlist for the Magic Kingdom and the Animal Kingdom. I will make the Hollywood Studios one shortly, so they're all there, and that should help. I'll see you on the next video, team. Travel safely.